Hello, colleagues. My name is Ivan. I'm from Polywall team. Today we'll talk about a new release of the Polywall with fantastic new features accommodating the breakthrough story of VR personal control rooms, some new licenses, new interfaces of Polywall, and so on. But first, let me please remind you about the Polywall details, about the Polywall key features and Polywall in general, just 5-10 minutes to refresh knowledge about the Polywall in general. So our business profile is following. We started like 15 years ago with Polywall 1.0 for situational centers for huge government tender. 10 years ago, we started global sales, opened the entity on Cyprus. It's a European Union country. An entity was called Physiology International. Since this year, we moved to UAE, and now we are a UAE-based software house working on the command and control environment software, which is called Polywall. This software currently a big platform accommodating multiple functionalities such as creation of image for video walls, generation of on-demand sources, producing the AV over IP streaming, IP KVM story, automation, and multiple interfaces. And all of this is a software approach, which means that we try to avoid the usage of a specialized hardware anywhere. So our geo of sales is generally whole the globe, and the key markets now it's Latin America, India, Middle East, countries of Africa, Southeast Asia, and then Europe and other countries as well. So generally, as you can see, we are trying to pursue the business globally whenever it is located. And everywhere we are building the partnership story with our distributors and integrators, bringing the product maximum close to you, integrators and the customers, to make sure that you have a best service, best support on all of the stages of your project, from the project initiation, product demonstration, solution design, some kind of commercial support, and the implementation support, including the supervision and commissioning of the projects. So all this we are doing to actually help you build the best product projects and to gain the trust of the customers. This way, all of us should work, as we can see, and we support this story from our side. Since last 10 years, we have gathered a magnitude of the famous customers across the globe, multinational companies, banks, mining companies, consultant companies, different types of vendors producing different goods, IT companies, and so on and so forth. So generally, Polywall can be applied across a very different vertical markets and a very different applications. So to remind about the software, we are a platform now which accommodates key major command and control environment features, such as first, generation of image from all types of the video walls, generate this sources on demand, capturing the content from workstation in a most convenient way for each specific project, allowing to automate all the systems of your current environment, and giving you a set of very convenient interfaces, including keyboard, mouse, touch, and voice control. That's an overview, a bit in details about the software, about the latest features. First of all, and our main job is to actually feed and create the image for your video walls, which you build for customers. For us, all the video walls is just one big space. It doesn't matter, is it a video wall, like I have this on the background, video wall combined of the LCD screens, or it is a LED video wall with LED box. It doesn't matter for us. We produce a huge or small, it's a pixel-to-pixel unified pixel space, and create sources on demand. On demand means that whenever you need your dashboard, your endpoint for GIS system, some SCADA endpoint, the graphical server files, or any other type of source, you just using our interfaces. You just send it to the video wall and immediately receives the source, which is opened on this time. Not obligatory, it is a workstation or a PC source. It can be a software window. Important moment that since 3.9, this latest release, we also able to send a signal from video walls, not only to physical video walls, but also to video walls located inside virtual reality, and allow you to create the control rooms which does not exist in a real space, which is just exist in a virtual space, and that we will discuss a bit later. It's a fantastic new world of the control room environment. Next story is about workstations. Considering workstations, we get used to capture the content from it by cable, and that is a major, and still it is the most common way how you take a signal from this PC. Since some time, all of vendors enjoy the VNC protocol to capture the content of workstation, bring it to the video wall, and be able to control it remotely. And our solution, Polywall Agent, is designed specifically for this. Next part is AV over IP streaming. But unlike the classical hardware-based AV over IP systems, we do encoding and streaming by a software module, which is called Polywall Streamer. You can send a desktop, application, or device image through the IP without usage of any encoders and decoders. And that's one of the great features and a hero of one of their latest releases. And again, interesting point that the workstation can be shared to not only video walls in real world, but also it can be projected into the virtual reality. So the users of VR personal control rooms can view exactly what's happening on the workstations, be able to monitor and control the situation. Okay, so going further, another quite important part of the control room environment is the environment itself. I mean, light, power of the video wall, ventilation control, and so on and so forth. So different types of the devices are here. And sometimes you just have no intention or no budget or no availability for control systems. And using Polywall, you can actually automate all of this. And by automate, I mean interact and control remotely from the software interfaces using our software Polywall automation module. It's a fantastic way to make the light automation in your projects without any control system dedicated for this, using the general purpose equipment like the Android tablets or kiosks. So that's a major feature of Polywall. And last but not least, it's the biggest part of the control environment created by Polywall is the interfaces. By default, and since a lot of beginning, we provide a browser-based interface called Polywall Designer. It's a master interface, which is used to create the layouts, which is used to interact with the content, to run certain automation parts, and to actually have under control all the visualization parts. And since this release, we offer additional interfaces and additional ways how you can control the environment under Polywall. First of all, it's a full assortment of the touch interfaces designed to provide a simplified way to control the environment with just one push of the button. And the same interfaces, again, are available in virtual reality. So from inside virtual reality, you can control real-life video walls to get the data, to get the information quickly and effortlessly. So this is touch interfaces. Last but not least, what you can do using Polywall is a voice control. Voice control interfaces usually associated with some experience centers, some demo rooms, some briefing halls, or boardrooms. And Polywall makes the story very simple. You don't need any devices. Again, as a software vendor, we prefer to go into the software methods, and this way it is tailored to the command and control environment, which means it's 100% on-premise. It does not need any devices like Alexa or the Google speech recognizer. No need for that. You just have bring your own device and you control the environment swiftly and smoothly. So this way you can create a personalized environment for your customers. Whenever you go with Polywall, all these type of interfaces you can provide to customers using your own skills of your engineer. So in order to highlight the total, our current total composition of Polywall, Polywall is a control room environment platform designed to manage visualization, to capture the content from workstations, and to automate all the environment, including the hardware stories provided with the custom interfaces. So looking into this picture, server is a main application of Polywall, which is inside the bundle, and it is the only item which requires licensing, which means that all other components are coming without counting. So you can have multiple operators, multiple video walls, multiple sources under one license. Unlike all other vendors like barcodes, etc., we do not require licensing for every item. You just use one license of Polywall according to the features which you need for your project. And it is the most simple licensing for the control room environment software. Visualizer unit is application which generate image for the video wall. So one video wall, one Polywall visualizer on the PC behind this video wall. That's it. Workers create the multiple repositories across your facility. So all the vendors whom we know are providing you with just one repository for your sources. They say it is a convenient and one place to keep all of this. Here is the tags and search items, etc., etc. But for us, we understand that sometimes your sources are located on your operator desk PC. Sometimes your sources are on the file servers somewhere in the infrastructure. So in order to access all of them in a convenient way, we provide the workers. Workers are just an application. You install it in a PC inside your environment to create a new repository in your control room panel. Agent and Streamer are two applications which is designed to capture content from workstation and send it over the network to the video wall. Agent is using VNC technology, low frames per second, but it has the IP KVM control. Streamer is just the AV over IP application, which means that you get a high quality, low latency streams from the workstation using this. And finally, last but not least, automation story and designer. Designer is a master interface for visualization, and automation is a part designed to control all your IoT devices, all your scripts, and provide you with a custom interfaces. So that's a composition of the platform. Again, all the items are available to you starting from the standard license. You can set up all of them and have an unlimited number of them in your project. Okay, so that's it about the product itself. So I want to take some time to demonstrate a bit the operation of Polywall, because it's a quite simple story, but yet a very powerful tools to have all your sources under control. For that, I will use a video wall behind me. So let me change position a bit. So whatever you will see on the video wall behind me, it's a 3x. Something happened with video. It will come back very soon. Don't worry. The hardware should start. Yeah, sorry for that. Sometimes the hardware shows that it have a certain its own behavior. Just a moment, I will set up a bit. Yeah, okay, it was a wrong idea to step left. Okay, so let's continue our demonstration with our interface. So what I will show right now is the master interface, a Polywall Designer. you have it on your any browser and you open it on any type of PC. It can be Mac, Linux based, or Windows. In our case, it's Windows. And you are using different browsers to start it. We recommend Google Chrome, but it's generally up to you. Some browsers have some limitations. So first and a major feature of Polywall is the ability to demonstrate everything what is happening on the video wall inside your operator interface. So I will now send some camera stream to my video wall, just using the drag and drop in this interface. So you see, I just did the one movement, and the video appeared on the video wall across the whole screen. So here we have the video happening on the video wall, and the same video we can see inside the operator interface. So it's a smooth, high quality video, which is projected from video wall inside your interface. The same high quality video can be projected inside virtual reality to create the image of your video wall inside VR. So here, as I said, our video wall is considered like a unified pixel space, which is split by Polywall into smaller parts. This tool is designed to apply positioning grids. So let's say this one. So you see the available sources will automatically arrange to accommodate exactly the spaces which we applied. So if I change it right now, that's completely normal. It will automatically rearrange everything into new positions. So that way you control the video wall content manually by applying the grids, or you can switch to manual adjustment mode like this and move around your sources across a video wall. So this type of source can be Z-order, it can be behind or above your other sources. So this way you control the video wall content using the keyboard and mouse easily without any additional efforts, and able to manipulate with them. Also, there is a ability to create the scenarios. The interface, master interface, is universal, which means it can be transformed into different forms according to the task which you fulfill at this exact moment. Just as an example, here in the scenario tab, I see my layouts. Right now, it's just one simple empty layout here, waiting for us to start building the layouts. And here behind the live zone, there is a switch to open the preview tab. So here I will now create one layout for us. Just like this, select the layout of the grids, populate it with the sources with drag and drop. Different types of the interface of the sources can be combined. So here I populated my layout with several sources. Very easy story. Half a minute, it's ready. It's a 1 minute scene. So that's a 1 minute scene. If I want to go with live to video wall, I just push a play button, and this scene will be applied automatically, removing the other sources. You see the one, any source on any display source was in a corner before, and it was just ignored during the application of the new layout. That's a feature. It is intelligent. It understands that, okay, this source is already here. I will not touch it. So that's how it works. You can create multiple scenarios like this, and you can connect them into one chain. We call this chain the scenario. So this one layout is a scene, and this one is a scenario. So you see, I have connected 3 layouts into one loop. I applied a certain number of the seconds behind every scene. And this way I can create more or less complex scenarios for my content in order to achieve automation. And why we need automation? It is a very, very common in the control rooms, in network operation center, security operation center. We have a lot of content, different dashboards, different cameras, and we want them to be, scrolling on our video wall, showing several of them one at a time. And every 5-10 minutes, they need to switch. And you don't want anybody to spend time on this. So it's easy to achieve using our scenario issue. Also, there is a feature quite exclusive to create this scenario non-linear. For instance, on the weekdays, you have this scenario, but on the weekends, you are working with another scenario. Using the tools, you can select which way to go, long way or short way, according to the selection of yours in the exact moment. So this way you can create the scenarios. All scenarios are saved in our schedule tab here. And if you want to run them, just select start showing scenarios. That's it, nothing done. Now we have several scenes which are showing its content and switching every 10 seconds after this delay. The delay can be minutes, hours, whatever you actually need. And after passage of the exact time, it will just initiate by automatically switching the content on our video walls like this. And then in a schedule tab, you can specify what will be your scenarios, what will be the sequence of your scenarios during the day. So you can apply multiple different scenarios and create a fully automated video walls, which will be changing over time just by itself. So that's how it works with automation. Also, what is an interesting feature and quite important for the command and control environment is a feature of accessing the video wall using the keyboard and mouse of the operator. So I'm as operator, I'm using the laptop to actually see and control the visualization. And here, as of now, we have the Grafana dashboard. So there is a button here to control. I push it, and now my keyboard and mouse is going to the video wall. So I can click on any links, I can push some buttons, I can drill into some details, I can use my keyboard to run search requests, to change the addresses, whatever you need, enter login and password. So sitting at my workplace, I can control the content which is remotely on the video wall. I don't need any special hardware for that. It's just my PC, which is inside the network, and that's it. So that's one of the features of Polywall, very useful in a command and control environment. Here also, as operator, I can create any sources just by clicking create button. Here you see the selection of the sources. It's all kind of IP streams, including ONVIF and NDI streams. That is a web browser links, which I can have on my video wall. There is a VNC applications, which I can gather either from third-party applications like Ultra VNC, Tight VNC, or through our application, which is called Polywall Designer. Polywall streamer sources, playlist, generic applications, which is used for SCADA, VMS, BMS, or any other system of your environment to be presented on the video wall. You can make it application source, and some integrations like DeX and Zoom applications. So these type of applications can be created on the go. You don't have to be an engineer. A short training is enough to understand how it works, and we provide it to every project. I mean, trainings for the users. Interesting feature, I mentioned the multi-repository, and it works in the following way. Here on the left side, we have a list of repositories. Repo is our main unit where we keep most of the files. It is located on the PC behind the video wall. But on the same time, we can access, for instance, local computer tab, and it will check my PC if it will be here on the network correctly set up. But here we will have the different repositories helping us to access the files from the PC. Okay, so that's how the Polywall Designer works. And I would like to show other interfaces in connection with the Polywall 3.9 release. So let's go straight forward to it and to a new features. So major features are, first of all, it's a launch of Video Wall to VR feature, which allow you to create a personal control rooms in virtual reality. Second is extended Polywall API 2.0, which is having the 5x commands versus previous version, and allow you to create a magnitude of the custom interfaces for every of your project. And there is a new type of license, which is called Standard Plus, allowing you to make your small and medium-sized projects even more functional and feature-wise and unbeatable by competition. Also, there is a set of smaller updates. One of them, which worth to mention, is a Windows 11 support announced by us. So now we fully support this Windows 11. Okay, let's go deeper into the details and start with Polywall 2VR launch. So generally, what is Polywall 2VR? It is a new, completely exclusive feature. It's actually first time when you take the entertainment feature and bring it into the mission critical environment. You bring it to executive. And why you need this kind of story? Because using the virtual reality, you can create a control room, which is completely virtual, populated with the information from your company. It can be a video walls, workstations content. It can be the camera streams. It can be dashboards. So you take all of these items and combine into one space, which is accessible in a matter of seconds. Your executive don't need to go to any NOC center or control room. He don't need to go to the operation center anymore from his workplace. He can access a content from your remote video walls located somewhere in another city, in another building, on another floor, in a matter of seconds, not minutes, not hours, not days. That's a main purpose, to take information of the company and bring it to executives in a new, absolutely new manner by creating the virtual reality control room. So let me show you the recorded session of the VR to actually support all these messages. But believe me, whatever you will see right now is just like 5% of the actual VR experience. It's very difficult to explain VR story because you should see it. By now, I have done more than, I don't know, dozens or maybe close to 100 demonstrations of the VR story using the VR equipment. And believe me, after the some videos or the slides, it's like, oh, I don't know. But when person sees a VR room by himself, just with his eyes, it's something which he always consider as, wow, that's something. No, really, it's a real game changer in terms of how you present data to your executives. Okay, let's start. I will pause and tell a bit more in between. So that's an MTC VR space. That space was created for one of our global partners called MindStack Distribution. So that is a replication of their MindStack stand in India. And first of all, that video wall, it's actually the browser, huge browser window, which is showing the dashboard. You see how much data it has. So why to use virtual dashboard versus something which you can see from your laptop is because it's huge. You have a huge amount of information on every dashboard. And imagine you have 5 dashboards in your room. Every is preloaded. And whenever you put on your headset, you see all the dashboards at once. You can work with them. You can interact with them. Together with glasses, there is a joystick coming, special device used to click on something or teleport between the locations inside VR. So this way, you can interact with the content same way as you have your mouse and keyboard. Means you can click on the links, you can drill into some details, you can get some more data. And important moments that just by turning your head, you can navigate around it. So here we have some informational part. So here for every customer, you can set up the zone for his logos, his own decorations, his company history, whatever he wants to have inside the virtual reality. So these items are very common for VR. The place itself can be changed in any way. So going forward, we have the video walls and the kiosk next to it, and that's a fantastic part. So here, as you can see, the user can oversee the video wall and have the kiosk with several buttons which you can use to switch a preset. Preset is generally the information on the video walls. And by clicking inside VR, by clicking on this button, he will issue the command to remote video walls to change the content on it. So it is possible for executive to see a personal view on the control room video wall and request add data which he needs right now for decision making. It's a brilliant way how he can get a company data without leaving his workplace, just by wearing the VR goggles. So he click on the preset one, it will trigger the content on both video walls, left one and right one, and it will be changing the content, cameras, some SCADA dashboard, some GIS application, and so on will be applied to this video wall. So now he can use another preset and change it in a way to recall the information which he needs right now. So you see that is simplest way how he can obtain the data and get it from the company environment without leaving his workplace. Also, as you can see, there is some workstations here containing the data which he can read and check what they are doing right now, and so on. So also there is a camera window showing the IP camera content from some traffic camera. So a personal VR space is a room filled with the company data available to the decision maker to actually have the overview of the situation right here and right now, because for all sources, it's a live, high quality, high FPS streaming from the real world video walls and workstation to the VR. Okay, so that's the end of the video demo, and let's go further. But believe me, again, whatever I say right now, it will be nothing compared to the personal experience of VR. And after the show, even the skeptics who usually not really kind of, okay, VR is not for me, after the demo, they say, wow. Most of them, 95% said, wow. 5% said, okay, sorry, I cannot use it because of my eyes. It happens. Not all the people are equal in terms of the health. Okay, so just to wrap up, first, there is a space itself. It can be customized. There is 3 options available to you. First option is a blank room with just video walls. Second option is a constructed space room. And the sample which you have seen, empty CVR space, is the option of this constructed space. And third option is a designer-grade environment. Full environment means the sky, a horizon line, some distant images like a forest or city around you, and your own VR objects, such as buildings or some cafeteria area, whatever you want. Whatever customer wants to see, or maybe it will be just his room with some outside view, something like this he can have according to the description. So we have the VR team in-house, so whatever your customer will ask to implement, we can do. And there is 3 options. One is immediate, second require a couple weeks to implement, and third way, second means constructed room, and third way, designer space will require up to 1 month to create, but that will be a real something, a real project, and a real virtual environment. Then you populate your control room environment, virtual control room, with the control room objects, such as video wall projection, workstation projection, and multi-monitor workstation works also very good. You can put here multiple interfaces in any form. We selected a form of kiosk, but you can request a tablet hanging in the air, or you can have a buttons on the wall or on the floor, whatever imagination comes in. Then you can have one or multiple dashboards, which will be just a web links, always preloaded with the data. Last but not least is the camera window. So you can populate your space with several views from the actual premises, such as production plant, or operation center, or control room. So you can actually see what's happening right now in these premises in a high quality again. Okay, so use cases where you can offer it and who will benefit from this. First of all, it's all types of the executives of your customer. First of all, it's of course a top manager, the guy, C-level person who have their company, who have a lot of data inside the company, who needs to make his decision based on data. So usually for a top manager, you create virtual reality spaces, multiple preloaded dashboards, huge dashboards with a lot of data. You push the control operation center or the KPI center video wall to him to his personal room, so he is aware about the performance indicator. You give him interface to this wall, so he is able to call different presets of data, like the sales dashboard, operations dashboard, financial dashboard, and any other dashboard of his company, again, to make a decision. And you can spice it up with several camera views, so he can actually estimate what's happening in a premises. This can be his personal room to make decisions, or he can show it to his guests to highlight, to showcase that his company is the most advanced in the world. Because so far, it's the first time ever feature comes in place, and the first customers will benefit a #1 position, #2 position in this quickly changing technology world. Okay, so second part and the most common part of the users for this kind of feature is department heads. What I mean, department heads are the head of IT, head of security, head of operations, head of finance, and all the other heads of the company. So here in job description of this person, in his business process, there is a regular supervision over his environment, such as, first of all, head of IT. He have a different NOCs in a different cities, so he can supervise the video walls from all the cities. He have a certain set of help ticket station. He have the colleagues which is working on something, so he can have a camera view on the facility with the team. He can have a workstation view on key team members, and he can have the video wall view and projection and a control for some NOCs and operation centers across the company. So head of IT can get a full situational awareness in a matter of seconds. Just put on a headset, load into the VR, and get all the information immediately. It can be a frequent access during the day. He can check it multiple times based on the needs. And of course, if some guests are coming and he wants to show that his premises are great, he gives a headset to the guest and showcase it to him. So these are the most common targets for this feature: department heads and executives of C-level. Okay, so behind the lines, how it is done. First of all, it is based on the feature of Polywall. Remember, in the beginning, I said that Polywall can stream the content by default to the VR without any additional hardware. It's just a feature of Polywall to have the content of video walls always captured in a high quality. And then in order to arrange a personal VR space, you need just 3 components. First is a high-spec PC. It's just gaming machine, which will be looking good, black, compact, small form factor with a powerful GPU. That's enough. Then it's a set of headset of VR goggles. And there is a lot of available options right now on all of the markets. You can buy it from Amazon anytime with delivery of 2 days. And a Polywall license. That's it. So you see, it's a very simple story. PC, goggles, and the license will help you to deliver this project very fast. Then after delivery, you need to customize it. Means that first, you can discuss with the customer if he likes to have a just plain room, simple white spaces, default one, but without cost increase and without time expense for the preparation of the room, or he wants to have a constructed room with some features which he would like, some lightings, company information, etc., or he wants to have a designer-grade virtual reality space with exterior, with some designer furniture, etc. So it's a choice of your customer. And again, it's a matter of time and money to create the environments. The blank space is already done, and other spaces needs to be created based on request. Then you populate this control room with some objects like video wall projections, workstation projections, cameras, dashboards, some interfaces, etc. Then your customer can request for any additional functionality, like virtual reality meetings for several people, TV set with a favorite soap opera. he wants to have some kind of camera view to his house, everything can be done. It's a matter of request. It's a virtual reality. Come on, it's a reality. It can be accommodate anything. Okay, so some commercials, project and product is ready. So you can tomorrow request a demo license for the Polywall VR. Take your gaming PC, one headset of VR, and you start enjoying the view, how it looks like. So you can demonstrate it to your customers and you can bring them this product as of now. All existing Polywall projects which you might have already delivered can be improved with this VR function, which means that you can come to all of your Polywall customers and offer them a new type of the license, a new type of the control room, virtual one. And I know that to present it, you just need one PC and one headset, nothing more needed. As you can see, there is a list of headsets available. It's popular models currently available on all of the markets, and it's not a huge cost. I don't know, Oculus Quest costs like starting from 500 USD up to 700, I think. HTC Vive Focus is around 1000 USD. That amount of prices. So it's not really a huge amount, which is allowing you to come into the next world. It's the next thing. Nobody have done it so far. So whatever you offer, you can say that, guys, it's a completely new story, but it already works. And let me show you. It's a really amazing story, how you can generate a new business from your existing customers and from the new prospects. Okay, so going further, Polywall API 2.0 and new interfaces. It's just to remind the composition of Polywall, and there is a component called Polywall Automation. Now it's Polywall Automation 2.0, and it accommodates 5 times more commands than before. It is a tool to provide the integration with the environment. Just let me showcase it. I have 2 units with me. One is my voice control story, which is managing the lights in this environment. And I will raise the camera up so it will see the lights in my room, okay? So like this. So I'm still here. So you see there is some lights on the ceilings, and I will request it, okay? Switch off the light. And you see the content sent to the control system here. We have the lights under the API control, and whatever I'm doing, requesting the lights off, it will go. I'm using my smartphone with voice control in order to change the content of the, change the behavior of the light. Okay, let's bring them back. Turn on the light. Okay, it works exactly this way. The delay is with the interface because it will spend 4 seconds to listen. And outside of listening, so I push the button like this, show me weather. And it will recognize my voice, convert it to speech, and send the command to Polywall to trigger the content on my video wall. Close the sources. This command will clear the video wall. You see, it's a very simple way how you can control your environment using the usual tools. So here we have the simple equipment, which is using the Zigbee commands to get a signal from our Polywall automation and behave accordingly. So as you have seen, the story is fully integrated, and this kind of environment you can create right now without any additional control system. It's just using the Polywall features to do all the stuff. The connectivity can be actual any, because right now I'm using my smartphone, which means that the commands is going over Wi-Fi. You can also do the same from your PC, and then commands will go on the LAN card. You can have some components managed by RS-232 and anything other, dry contact or anything like this. What is also important that you can actually integrate not with just your device, but also with the systems like business intelligence, ERP system. We can integrate with email, Telegram, WhatsApp, whatever system you need in order to provide your functionality, you can integrate with. You can also get the data from your PC, which is video wall controller PC, and visualize it in the form of graphs. This way, you can monitor the physical environment conditions, and you can respond to them. As an example, you can get the data from your PC, and if CPU temperature or GPU temperature is too high, you can send an email to the responsible engineer to take care about the physical parts of your video wall installation. So that way is now possible without any equipment. So it's a pure software solution which you can implement right now. We have projects which have this feature implemented in it. So any custom scripting, behavior of the system, interaction with any content, some logics behind, everything can be done here, but without any code. It's a no-code platform which is using blocks in order to build the programs. Inside this Polywall automation, there is an interface builder unit which helps you to create the interfaces. So let me showcase several interfaces here. All these interfaces were created using this interface builder. So let's start with the preset switcher. This type of the interfaces is very common in every project. So you have some kind of tablet which is hanging here in your company, in your room. So here you can see the tablet is on the table, which is used to control the environment which I'm working in. So here, whenever you push the button with your mouse, or if you're using the tablet with your finger, you will get the content on the video wall. So it's the same presets as I was triggering using the voice control commands. So you click on here on the button and the information is coming in. Okay, so then we have the presets, which is usually used for phones, and it's a mobile switcher. So that's a feature of one of our competitive products. I think it's a Jupiter, and they announce it as something really unique. But for us, it's just one of multiple interfaces which you can build just if you need them, just add it to the project. That's it. It's not some special story. That's a usual work of our Polywall automation unit in conjunction with Polywall API 2.0. Also, there is a way how you can actually interact with your video wall in boardrooms. It's a quite common story when in boardrooms you need to open the presentation and control the slides. So this is again for the smartphone. So here you can tap on the line, select the presentation, and the list of presentations which you can see is actually taken from Polywall. So there is an API command, give me a list of your existing files in the repository. Then there is a set of logics which understand which files are presentations. So it's a PDF and PPT, and then give you the list of PDF and PPT. So I take the Polywall 3.8 general presentation, previous one, and as soon as I made my selection, a presentation goes to the video wall immediately. Then I can take it and use it to actually change the slides. So just a moment. It's a software. Sometimes it requires reloading. So here below my buttons, it's a live streaming from the video wall. So whatever I'm doing here, I'm switching the slides, and you see the content of the video will change it, and immediately it comes inside my interface. So I take my smartphone and I use it to control the content, and I don't need to look around because I perfectly see what's happening on the video wall inside my interface. So that's a perfect presentation control. Also, you can make a different types of the environment. It can be like this, or another color scheme. It can be like this. Apply multi-viewer, select source, and push it to video wall. So generally, for you as a user, there is a very wide selection of how you will interact with your environment. So what kind of sources will be shown here, and what you can do with these sources. So pick the source, send it to the video wall. So this way you can interact with the content easily. And according to the needs, you can also call the story with a voice control. I already demonstrated. So let's make it like this. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. Close the sources. I want it to be eliminating everything. C close the sources. Yeah, sometimes my pronunciation is not that good, but a good story is that it is really depending on the regional settings of your device. So anytime you come inside the version control room environment, you log into the local network, like Wi-Fi connection, and you can use your device for voice recognition. So that story is always tailored to your regional settings. Okay, so let's go and see what it gives us, these great features. That's the samples of the programming. As you can see, there is no code, it's just the blocks and connections. A very simple story. Also, we provide you with the training courses. So you can send your engineer to participate in these courses. It's free of charge. And after this, you can actually benefit from the such tools in every of your projects, okay? So interfaces we see here, use cases. So how to present and how to position it to the customers. First of all, it's an advanced user rights management. What is the connection between interface and user rights? So if you look into the majority of our competitors, I always refer to them because they are most wise people in the world. You see, that's my master interface. If I want to prohibit some user from creating new sources, what I will do with this interface? I will block the create source button, right? That's the most obvious case, and that's how all the competitors works. They just prohibit or allow certain functions of their master interfaces. But let's be honest, its interface is a bit complex. I mean, it requires a certain training. And for a lot of people, I don't want anybody who is not trained to come inside my interface and start pushing these buttons. He can ruin my work. He can delete something, or I don't know what he will do. So in order to make the real user rights management, I will give to the person the interface which is tailored to his rights. I will give him a personal link to his own interface where he will have 3 buttons. And he will never ruin my work in my control room environment. He is allowed to run interfaces. Okay, run sources. Okay, that's your buttons. Click on them or tap on them and work with your data. That's a perfect user rights management, because for every person you provide his customized interface, which he is allowed to use. He will never do anything wrong, and he will be very safe and very efficient in using this control method. Just push the button and get his data. That's it. Okay, and use case 2 is a special interfaces for special cases. So special cases include demo environments, includes some experience center, boardrooms, etc. Whenever you need to make some special functionality. Remember, I was showing the presentation control. That's a brilliant example. So when you just need a certain functionality for your control room, you just give them this specific tool, which they open on the tablet or wall-mounted plate or kiosk or smartphone, whatever device he have, and he can interact with the content in a way which you programmed in advance. Voice control, some touch interfaces, presentation control, some special kiosk story for the museum projects, and so on and so forth. There is a huge amount of application for customized interface. You see, these are 2 major options for custom interfaces: advanced user rights management and a demo environment. Commercially, Polywall API 2.0 is available in all licenses starting from standard without cost increase. So that's a basic functionality of Polywall from now on. Any custom interfaces which you have seen are provided as a samples, which means we created them and we give it to you as a sample to start with. So you can anytime, whenever you install Polywall, you can import these samples into your automation and run them and give it to customer as an interface. Okay, that's the interface to run your sources. Here you go, just use it. Or you can amend it, add company logo, add some additional information, clocks, whatever you need for this specific project. As I mentioned, training is available, so you can ask your engineer to join it and learn how to use it already tomorrow. Okay, so generally you can build the interfaces yourself, But if you don't have resources or your engineer don't have a wish to learn, or he don't have a time for that, we can do it for you for a very modest amount of money, chargeable per interface. Again, you can use it, make it yourself. Great. So that's it about custom interfaces, but it's not it. That's not everything. One more interesting feature, which I would like to mention, it's a major feature called Polywall Standard Plus. Standard Plus is a new license similar to Pro Plus. It's a license with streamers added to some standard environment. Polywall Standard is a cost-effective license for small and medium-sized projects in dedicated networks. It doesn't have any user rights management. That's why we do not recommend to use the standard licenses in corporate environment. But for dedicated environment, it provides you a full set of interfaces, features, and access to all the features of the Polywall. Now with Standard Plus, you can add here unlimited number of workstations from your network, streaming content to your video wall. You can create a V over IP project using just one PC and one Polywall Standard Plus. From hardware point of view, that's it. Imagine you have a 15 workstations across your facility. You have a 3x2 video wall like I have here, and you want to gather the information from these workstations and put on the video wall. What do you need for that? With a V over IP, you have this list of bill of materials, so multiple nodes, cabling, special network equipment, some control server, some software to control it. In Polywall, you just have one PC and one Polywall license. Fantastic story. So now it's already available. You can try it right now. Some words about Polywall streamer features, just to remind again, it's quite common already, but you can, we started it in already Polywall 3.5, and now it's still better and better with every release. So first and most common feature of Polywall streamer is to capture content from the display itself. It's same as you do with your physical hardware AV over IP. You means you get a signal by HDMI cable and send it to network in hardware. Here you capture the content from your workstation and send it to network. But on top of this, you can capture one content from multiple screens at once. So let's say you have 3 monitor workstation, you can capture one stream from all 3 and send it to network, or you can just make a frame from one of the screens and also share it to network as a separate streams. No encoders needed. We use GPU and CPU of your system to make encoding and streaming. We use your LAN or Wi-Fi adapter to share the signal to a video wall. Yes, we can do it through Wi-Fi, and it's working good. Also, there is a low latency mode, which is spending less than 100 milliseconds to make encoding and decoding in the software methods. Yes, it's not the 1 microsecond as you have in a very, very expensive solution. But come on, it's a small and medium-sized projects. You do not expect to find equipment which cost one decoder $5,000 US. You don't need it. So here you just go with something which is added to the basic license and provide you with a functionality of capturing multiple workstations and bringing them to the video wall. Next mode of streamer is called application over IP. It works in the same way as with your Zoom or Teams application. When you want to share, you can share either your screen or one of your application windows. And then you can, while sharing the application window, you can open something else and work in it. So it works in the same way. So you can just pick up from the list of running applications, you can pick up application which you need to share and just encode and stream it without any device, just software encoding, software streaming. All other features are working. You can stream from virtual reality PC. You can stream using Wi-Fi, low latency streaming, and up to 4 individual streams from one PC is possible to do like this. So here on the picture, you see that there is 4 applications, SCADA, GIS, VMS application, and dashboards are gathered and streamed to the network to video wall. So that you can do using Polywall Standard Plus already tomorrow. And last but not least, application over IP was now it's device over IP. So for device over IP, we are taking the signal directly from video device. And by video device, I mean web cameras, document cameras, USB capture cards, or PCI capture cards. So you can take signal directly from these devices and share it to the network, allowing you to use all these devices as a sources for your video wall. Commercially, that's a perfect replacement to standard license. It gives you a huge number of exclusive features which you can safely put on the tender list and make sure that no other competition can match your cost estimation, budget of the project, and functionality. It's ideal for all types of the security operation centers, NOC operation calls, where you have multiple remote workstations which need to be sent to the video wall in a high quality image. And the quality is up to 4K 30 or Full HD 60 frames per second. So that's a maximum quality. You can manage and handle your bandwidth and do some extensive settings in the interface of the Polywall streamer. Okay, that's a perfect story. Believe me, it's in a response to the request of our customers, which they asked to create a functionality like this. We did it because it's actually needed for the projects. Okay, Magewell integration update. So Magewell is a brand for capture cards, which we recommend as one of the selection of the supported list of the capture cards. And some of our system builders, the companies who assemble PC and software and provide it to their customers as a single solution, some of them are using Magewell for that. So what we did, we added certain number of features which can be added to such projects as a solution. So here you can now crop from any size input from such capture card. It can be rotated in any story. It can be flipped horizontally, vertically. You can zoom in, zoom out, and add it to the control environment in this way, add it to layouts in this form. You can give it a custom naming, and we also increase the quality of this Magewell inputs by taking another SDK part from vendor and making another application with anti-aliasing by default. Okay, so that is more or less relevant to the guys who is using Magewell in their projects. Now it's much more functional. So don't look in the video behind. It started the mode with automatic flipping the sources on the video wall. Okay, so just some updates in our Polywall Designer. So what I want to show you that sometimes you see right now we are looking into some camera streams, and what we usually do here, whenever we need to investigate some specific source, we double click on it like this inside the interface, double click, which will zoom in a whole video wall to this source. So right now I see exactly what's happening on this kitchen or its production plant, I don't know, but it will occupy whole the video wall, closing all other sources. Before this update, in order to restore a previous setup of your video wall, you should have been running a layout again. So you go into the schedule, you select a layout and run it. But right now you can just double click on the source again, which I did right now, and that action will bring a previous setup, any type of sources, was any sizes, whatever was before, will be brought back to the video wall. So that is how it works like now, and it's a quite long expected feature from us. We were missing this functionality and we finally added it to our product. So double click, secondary double click will bring back the previous setup of the video wall. Also, there is a new feature of transferring scenarios between video walls. So now it is possible to create the layout of the sources on one video wall, let's say in main control room, and then open the whole layout on another video wall or just one screen in a briefing room. Honestly speaking, this feature is implemented to comply with the requirement of Barco. We have this big competitor with the high prices on the market, And they were always putting this perspective story into the tender documentation. So now Polywall complies with everything what Barco can put into the requirement. So whenever you see the Barco project, sorry Barco guys, you can apply with Polywall and comply with all the aspects of the solution which they put on the tender. Use it to get more business and to satisfy your customer with the great features of Polywall compared to the Barco. Barco is a good project. It's a leader of this market, well known, but you can always be a competitive to them. Competitiveness is a word for Polywall, something you can build in any format. Okay, so going further, there is a reconnect button. Also, it was something that was missing from the past. When the workstation is on the video wall and the user of workstation stopped or just change the network settings or anything, the source was lost and you had no options how to reconnect manually. Now there is a specific button which you can push to reconnect to PC source if it is lost by any reason. What is also important, it's a Windows 11 support. And like all professional vendors on the market, we understand that there is a certain scenarios and cases when you have to use Windows 11 right now. Right now means there is no Service Pack 2, right? So what's the reason to introduce Windows 11 into mission critical environment? But still, in some companies, the security guys, they insist on the always latest version of the operating system. So just because of some security reasons they have. So for such customers, you can safely use Windows 11 as a PC on a PC behind your video wall, and it will actually help you to comply with the requirement of such customers. Close the sources. Yeah, because it's much better to see. Okay, so whenever you face a requirement to put a Windows 11 on anything, okay, you can go with Windows 11. If there is no such requirement, please stay away for a time being. There is no Service Pack 2 available so far. So all of us, we are waiting for it to come, and then maybe we will use it in our recommended options. But again, we comply with it. There were some general updates to the product, which is gathered across the different projects which we did, from some integrations which we complied, and some updates which we did in order to keep our product modern with always latest technology. So here we have upgraded our integrated browser. Power BI created a new, after certain updates, Power BI created links which are so long that our previous browser setup was not able to handle it. Imagine that. No way. Now it can do it. So Power BI again is a safe to work on the Polywall. Also, there is an ASP.NET Core which was outdated for any reason. It's some developer stuff, but the info security guys were insisting that this specific component should be not less than version 8.0. Okay, we upgraded to this 8.0 because of security, not the issues, but concerns. Okay, we have reworked and refactored the Polywall worker. Remember, there's a small unit to access a remote repositories of files. So now it was reworked. It will work much faster. And what you have seen before, maybe you noticed it was very slow, just because I have not upgraded it on my work PC so far. So we'll do it by the next webinar, promise. Also, there is a way again for security guys to limit the users which can access to this specific source. So right now, the security guys can whitelist that only Polywall server can access this repository PC. So that is possible to do under the worker, and it really helps to make even more secure the installations with Polywall. And yes, we removed certain components which is obsolete, and our Polywall kit became much less in space which is occupying on the hard drive. During the integration, sometimes we face some issues. or some bugs. For them, we quickly find a solution because we are a software house. So if you find some abnormal behavior of the product in a certain conditions as a customer, you just report it to us, and we focus to bring you quickly the update which will fix this bug. And then we cumulatively combine these bugs and issue them together with a version update. So now this is a set of bugs which have been cleared out. And last but not least, we have checked all the latest drivers from DataBuff, Matrox, Magewell, Blackmagic Design, and NVIDIA, of course, in order to confirm that Polywall works with it. Okay, that's generally it. Thank you very much for your attention. And please, let's talk after the webinar. Let's see how we can work together on the new features to generate new business, to make the personal VR control rooms, to make a new Polywall Standard Plus projects, and to accommodate a new interfaces in all of your projects, to make sure that your customer is always using the most convenient methods to operate.